I'm going to talk about occurring patterns. So there's some negative PNA because the ridge is showing up in Thunder Beach. So let's see the pressure. The strongest, closest 1024 millibars pressure in the farthest it's going to be somewhere moons in the Ontario. So it's going to be like 1020 millibars pressure. So next 24 hours. So let's see what's the pressure on Montcity, Ontario. It's going 1008 millibars of pressure, and the strongest, lowest is going to be 1020 millibars of pressure. So the jet stream pattern is negative PNA for now, but it's going to turn positive. So after this, so like 24 hours. So it's like there's some positive PNA in southern Ontario. The strongest pressure, strongest, closest it's going to be 16 and 10 to 12 between those pressures. So this sometimes like I'm not going to count actually for the like months in the Ontario anymore. So next 24 hours, let's see what the strongest pressure and closest is 1020 millibars of pressure. There's some positive PNA. Next next 24 hours. So this some positive PNA. The strongest pressure is going to be one. It's going to be 1008 millibars of pressure. So let's look at the precipitation patterns. So set up everything to 7 p.m. today. So we don't need to do 1 p.m. It's past. So good to say. So 7 p.m. There's nothing else. So let's do to 7 a.m. Might be too fast. 7 a.m. no precipitation. So 1 p.m. there's no precipitation anywhere. So 7 p.m. Northwest Ontario 0.25 millimeters of rainfall. Northwestern Southern Ontario. So this map is showing Southern Ontario, not whole province of Ontario. So next 7 a.m. So Scarborough, Stouffville, Newmarket, Orangeville, downtown Toronto, Richmond Hill, Mississauga, Brampton, Barrie, Georginia, Beverly Isles, Orella, Palm Beach, Thunder Beach, Salt Lake Bay, Midland, Whiteton, Owen Sound, Lions Head, Hope Bay, Cobourg, Peterborough, Belleville, Niagara on Lake, everywhere Niagara Falls, Fort Erie, Hanover, Port Elgin. So let's go to the next tower. Mostly it's rainfall in Southern Ontario. So in most of Southern Ontario, it's 0.25 millimeters of rainfall. So next 1 p.m. actually. So Cobourg, Belleville, Peterborough, not Peterborough. So Palm Beach, Thunder Beach, Salt Lake Bay, Midland, Orella. It's going to get some, Fort Erie, it's going to get some 0.25 millimeters of rainfall, including parts of Niagara Falls City. So next hour, so 7 p.m. So Palm Beach, Thunder Beach, Salt Lake Bay, Midland, Orella, Whiteton, Lions Head, Hope Bay is going to be 0.25 millimeters of rainfall. So let's do this 7 a.m. So Collingwood is going to get some 0.25 millimeters of rainfall, so don't need to change anything unless we go back, double check. Done. So let's do 7 p.m. again. 7 p.m. is done actually, so let's go to 7 a.m. So 7 a.m. is done, so 1 p.m. there's nothing else except snowfall. There's only one place in southern Ontario, so 7 p.m. there's nothing else. So 7 a.m. there's some precipitation, frozen and not frozen precipitation. So Stouffville, Newmarket, Beverly Isles, Barrie, Orella, Peterborough. Those cities are gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of snowfall. So Scarborough, downtown Toronto, Niagara on the Lake Niagara Falls City, Hamilton, Burlington, Oakville, Winds by Cobourg, Belleville, Cobourg. Those cities are gonna get some, including London. Those cities, not London. So those cities are gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of rainfall. Next, including Georginia, not Georgia, not Georginia actually. So London is gonna get some 2.5 millimeters of rainfall. So next hour. So Scarborough still full, Newmarket, Orange full, even with some break, it still counts. So Coolbrook, Peterborough, Belleville, everywhere in Niagara Falls, Fort Erie, Long Point, Whiteton, Owen Sound, Collingwood, Palm Beach, Thunder Beach, Salt Lake Bay, Midland, Ordella, Barrie, Beverly Isles, Virginia, Lions Head, Hope Bay. Those cities are gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of rainfall, including some breaks still counts. So Oshawa Uxbridge is 0.25 millimeters of rainfall. So London is going to be 2.5 millimeters of rainfall. Port Elgin, Hanover, it's going to be 0.25 millimeters of rainfall. So next hour, 7 p.m. This going might be a final hour because it's going to go over 120 hours. So Scarborough, Stouffville, down to Toronto, Newmarket, Richmond Hill, Mississauga, Hamilton, Burlington, Niagara on the Lake, Long Point, Whiteton, Owen Sound, Collingwood, Lions Head, Bay, Barrie, Georginia, Beverly Isles, Coolbrook, Peterborough, Oshawa, Uxbridge. Those cities are going to get some 0.25 millimeters of rain. Next, heavier precipitation. So Niagara Falls, City, Fort Erie, Palm Beach, Thunder Beach, Salt Lake Bay, Midland, or Belleville is going to get some zero, including actually Brampton, Orange. Those cities are going to get some 0.2.5 millimeters of rainfall. So that's the heavier precipitation. So let's do Oakville. So Oakville is going to get some borderlines. Borderline 2.5 millimeters of rainfall. So next hour, 7 a.m. If it's so 7 a.m. doesn't count. So total precipitation once every 12 hours, and then it might slow down. So let's do 8 p.m. Tomorrow. So then we do 2 days later on. So Northwest Southern Ontario is going to get some 0.2 to 0.7 millimeters of rainfall. That's it. Let's do Friday, not June, November 21st. Georginia, Orella, not Orella. The Palm Beach, Thunder Beach, Midland, Lines, not Lines. So those cities are going to get some 0.7 millimeters of rainfall. So next, lighter precipitation. So Collingwood, Barrie, Georginia, Waitano and Son, Lines Head Orbits, Coolbrook, those cities are going to be 0.2 millimeters of rainfall. So that's too random. So Belleville is going to get some 0.7 millimeters of rainfall. So Salt Lake Bay is 1.2 millimeters of rainfall. So the second lightest gray is actually 0.7 millimeters of rainfall. Those, if I say something, so for area 0.2 millimeters of rainfall. So the second lightest gray on this map is going to be like 0.7. So that's the actual total precipitation in 12 hours by Friday, November 21st. So next 24 hours, 12 hours. So Thunder Beach, Port Elgin is going to get some 0.2 millimeters of rainfall. So 15 Thunder Beach, yes, Thunder Beach. So it might be off a little bit. So let's do it again. So let's go back to 8 p.m. November 22nd. Then do it again. 7 p.m. November 23rd. This is the actual one. So London is no London is 4 millimeters of rain. Hamilton 3 millimeters of rain. 3 millimeters of rain. Brampton Newmarket is 1 millimeters of rain. 1 millimeters of rain. Uxbridge 1 millimeters of rain in Oshawa. 2 millimeters of rain. Peterborough 2 millimeters of rain. Coolbrook 3 millimeters of rain in Belleville. Niagara on the Lake 2 millimeters of rain. 4 millimeters of rain is in Niagara Falls City Port area also. Wyerton, Port Elgin. Let's see where it is actually Port Elgin located. Google Maps. So it's gonna be 2.5 actually. 3 actually. 3 millimeters. Collingwood is 2 millimeters of rainfall. So now we could do these harder cities. Lions Head is going to be 2.5. And it's gonna be where I'm the number 4 millimeters of rain is in Hobie. Solid Bay is going to be 6.5 millimeters of rainfalls. Mostly it's gonna be 5.5. So then the beach, Palm Beach, is same precipitation amount, so it's gonna be 4 millimeters of rainfall. So Barrie is going to be 1.2 millimeters. Actually, let's do Georgina first. So Georgina is going to be 1.7 millimeters of rainfall. Beverly Hills is going to be 1.7 millimeters of rainfall borderline actually. So no, 1.2. So 1.2 millimeters of rain. So Barrie is going to be 1.7 millimeters of rainfall. So just 2 cities off. So might skip it tomorrow. So London is -3. Niagara on the Lake 0. 1 degrees, -1 is in Niagara Falls City. Port area not gonna count now. So downtown Toronto is 1 degrees, 2 degrees in Hamilton, 1 degrees in Oshawa, 2 degrees in Quebec, 2 degrees in Hamilton, Burlington, Oakville. So next one. So -1 is in Stouffville. Let's see this. Don't need above freezing temperatures online. So -3 is in London, Brampton. So -1 is in Brampton, Stouffville, Newmarket, Orangeville is -2, -1 actually. So Uxbridge -1, -2 is in Peterborough, -2 degrees in Belleville, -1 in Niagara Falls City is already done. So White Sands -1, -1 is in Collingwood. So Lionshead OB is going to be 1 degrees. So Starlog Bay is actually is going to be 1 degrees. It could be 2. Actually, it could be 1 degrees. Palm Beach 1 degrees. Not Solid Bay. It's going to be Thunder Beach. So Thunder Beach is 3 degrees. The around Lake Cinco. So Berry is going to be -1. Could be -2 actually. So Georginia 0 degrees. Orella is -1. Beverly Isles -2. So let's do next hour. 3 p.m. So London's +7, plus it's going mostly above freezing in southern Ontario. So 5 degrees in Whitehorn, 6 degrees in Collingwood, Hamilton 6 degrees, Oakville same thing. Not same thing, it is same thing actually. So Oakville's actually 7 degrees, 5 degrees. Niagara on the Lake is 7 degrees, Niagara Falls City 6 degrees, same thing in Port 80. Downtown Toronto, Brampton, Oshawa, Quebec, Belleville is 5 degrees. Toronto 5 degrees, 4 degrees in Newmarket, Uxbridge, Peterborough. So 6 degrees is in Starlight Bay, Butana Beach, Palm Beach, Lion's Head, whole bay is actually is gonna be 6 degrees. So around Lake Single is the mean average. So 5 degrees in Georgia, 4 degrees could be in Bear. So exactly is 5 degrees. Or is going to be 4 degrees. Georgia, no, Beverly Isles is going to be 4 degrees, 5 degrees actually. So next hour, 8 a.m. 8 a.m. So London, down to Toronto, Hamilton, Burlington, Oakville, Niagara Falls City. Those cities are gonna be 6 degrees. Brampton, Oshawa, Belleville is 5 degrees. Niagara on the Lake 7 degrees. Quebec is 7 degrees. 4 degrees in Peterborough, 4 degrees in Stouffville, 3 degrees in Newmarket, Uxbridge 3 degrees, 4 degrees in Whiteham, 5 degrees in Collingwood. For the area, it's going to be 7 degrees. Could be 6 degrees, but it's going to be 7 degrees. So Orange World is actually 3 degrees. So just to Lions Head Hobby. So Lions Head Hobby is going to be same temperature. So the average is actually going to be 5 degrees. So Palm Beach, Thunder Beach, same temperature close to 6 degrees is actually Palm Beach. Thunder Beach is actually 7 degrees. Starlight Bay is going to be 6 degrees. So Barrie is going to be 4 degrees. Georginia is 5 degrees. Orilla 4 degrees. Beverly Isles is 4 degrees. Beverly Isles is gonna be 5 degrees, but it's gonna be 4 most of the time. So next hour, 3 p.m. So London 7 degrees, Brampton's, Oshawa, Coburg, Belleville. It's gonna be 7 degrees. Hamilton, Burlington, Oakville, same temperatures. Don't need to say it. Those cities, like Burlington and Oakville, I'm not gonna say it because it's hard. Same temperatures as Hamilton, and this is so downtown Toronto is 8 degrees. Newmarket, Orangeville, Stouffville, it's gonna be 8 degrees. Wilkes-Barre, Peterborough, 5 degrees. Niagara-on-the-Lake is 8 degrees. Niagara Falls City is 9 degrees. Fort Erie is 9 degrees. 4 degrees in Whiteham, 5 degrees in Collingwood. So 4 degrees in Salt Lake Bay, Palm Beach, Thunder Beach, Lions Head, Hope Bay is 5 degrees. So next hour, let's do 8 a.m. But it's gonna be 7 a.m. later on and 2 p.m. 4 p.m. actually. So London, let's do 0 degrees first. There's nothing else. So 0 degrees in London. So 1 degrees. So Whitehall, Collingwood, Brampton, Stouffville, Market, Orangeville. Those cities are 4 degrees. 1 degrees actually. So Hamilton, but Hamilton down to Toronto is gonna be 2 degrees. 3 degrees in Niagara on the Lake, Queens Way. Niagara on the Falls City is going to be 1 degrees. Oshawa, Uxbridge, -1 including Belleville. 0 degrees in Coburg. Well, 2 degrees. -2 is Peterborough. So -1 is Uxbridge, Oshawa, Peterborough. No, Belleville is minus. So minus temperature then, like freezing, below freezing temperatures are Uxbridge, Oshawa, Peterborough, Coburg, Belleville, not Coburg. Those cities. So let's see a long video. So those are the cities. So above freezing are Whitetown, Collingwood, Hamilton, downtown Toronto, Brampton, Stouffville, Niagara on the Lake, Niagara Falls City, Fort Erie. Those cities, including like Lions Head, Hope Bay, Thunder Beach, Palm Beach, Salt Lake Bay, Georginia, Beverly Isles. So in if it's below freezing, so the below freezing, I didn't say it, is those cities are Barrie or La. So let's continue with Lions Head, Hope Bay. So Lions Head, Hope Bay is actually 2 degrees. So Palm Beach is actually is going to be 1 degree. Not Georginia. It's going to be Thunder Beach is actually 2 degrees. Salt Lake Bay is 1 degrees. Georginia is going to be 1 degrees. 1 degrees could be two, but it's going to be 1 degrees most of the time. Beverly Hills is 1 degree. So Barry's -1. Orella -2, -1. Yes, -2 actually. So next uh so London, Brampton, down to Toronto. It's gonna be 5 degrees. Hamilton is going only one, so it's gonna be 6 degrees. Newmarket, Orangeville is 4 degrees. 3 degrees in Newmarket. Actually, Orangeville is 4 degrees. 3 degrees in Stouffville. Oshawa 4 degrees. Same thing as Coburg. 2 degrees in Uxbridge. Peterborough is 2 degrees. 3 degrees in Belleville. Everywhere in Niagara Falls is 4 degrees. 2 degrees in Whitehall, Collingwood. So Lions Head Old Bay is 2 degrees. Thunder Beach, Palm Beach. So Palm Beach, Thunder Beach is going to be 3 degrees. 2 degrees in Salt Lake Bay. Barrie is going to be, let's see what temperature is going to be. It's going to be 3 degrees in Barrie. Georginia is going to be 3 degrees. Could be 4. Actually, 3 degrees. So Orella is going to be 2 degrees. Beverly Isles is actually is going to be 3 degrees. So next hour, 7 a.m. So London 4 degrees, 3 degrees in Collingwood, 5 degrees in Whiteham, 5 degrees in Hamilton, 5 degrees in Niagara on the Lake. Niagara Falls is 3 degrees. Down to Toronto, Oshawa is 3 degrees. Brampton 2 degrees. Newmarket Stouffville is 1 degree. Newmarket is 1 degrees. Orangeville is going to be 2 degrees. Uxbridge, Peterborough is 1 degrees. Belleville is 4 degrees. 2 degrees in Belleville. Niagara on the Lake is 5 degrees. So now we can do around Lake Cinco. So Berry is 2 degrees. Georginia is going to be 2 degrees. Orella is 2 degrees. Beverly Isles 2 degrees. Because closest Lion's Head or Bay is going to be same temperature as well. It's going to be 6 degrees. So Palm Beach is actually 3 degrees. So Thunder Beach is actually 5 degrees. And 3 degrees is going to be Salak Bay, actually 4 degrees. So next hour, 3 p.m. Even though so it shows 4 p.m. So London, down to Toronto, Hamilton, Niagara on the Lake, Green Spy, Quebec. Those cities 6 degrees. So next 5 degrees. So Brampton, Stouffville, Newmarket, Orangeville, Oshawa, Belleville is 5 degrees. Uxbridge, Peterborough 4 degrees. Niagara Falls is 5 degrees. 40 doesn't count. 5 degrees in Marchtown or Collingwood. Now we could do finally those cities, other cities, so ignore the lines. So Georginia is gonna be 5 degrees, Beverly is 5 degrees, Barrie is gonna be 4 degrees, Orlella is 3 degrees. It's actually 5 degrees, 4 degrees in Orlella. So Palm Beach, 5 degrees. So 6 degrees in Thunder Beach, Salt Lake Bay, 6 degrees. 6 degrees, yeah. So Lion's Head or Bay is gonna be 5 degrees. So this is the end of the video. Unless we miss the city, that's it takes a few seconds.